Hello, Alan Miller here. Sherlock the Doberman's here with me too. I want to talk for a minute about greeting people at the front door with an untrained dog. First of all, if I have a dog that's going to be aggressive or shy, and especially with a shy dog, I want to bring some kind of really good treat to the front door with me because I want to be able to show the dog that I have this treat, give it to the person, and then have them throw it to the dog if the dog's extremely shy, or to hand it to the dog so the dog can get something it can touch from the person. Every one of you was taught to greet a dog by doing something creepy like this. Okay? If you do that with a dog that's shy or a dog that's aggressive, you're only going to provoke them into going into that unpreferred behavior more deeply. So I like using food because you can touch it. If I walked up to you in a restaurant and I gave you $100, you wouldn't care how many times I came up to you. But if I walked up to you in a restaurant and just held my hand out and ran it towards your face, you would think I was a weirdo and you'd probably punch me, and appropriately so. So, for the rest of the dogs that are socially neutral, I like having a slip collar or a veterinary leash near the front door. I'll slip it on my dog and I'll use the keeper or a rubber band to keep it short and up high on the head. And when I greet somebody at the front door, I'm going to come in keeping my hands close to the dog and keeping the dog close to my hip so that if I see a behavior I don't like, I can tighten it and say no, or I can make the dog sit by tightening the leash a little bit and touching the butt till he sits. Of course, I'm going to say sit first. So he's used to being on my left. Sherlock, assied-on. And I'm going to tell him sit and hold still or stay. But I'm going to use the leash to reinforce this. As I get closer to the person, the dog stays at my hip, and I use two hands just to teach the dog to have manners. He doesn't have to sit. Debout, he could stand next to me, but I want to make sure that I have my hand on the leash so that I can correct any unpreferred behavior. I don't find it personally to be necessary that I use a pinch collar or something like that. So it could be just, I prefer leather, of course, and a lot of these products that I talk about will be in the description box below. But let me talk a little bit about tinier dogs. I can make a little slip collar out of any kind of piece of string, and I'm not going to be so apt, especially if I'm elderly, to get down next to the dog, but I can have the dog on this little leash, and when it starts to be inappropriate, I like using it like I would tap somebody on the shoulder. Hey, enough. If the dog is very much excited and out of control, once again, I might have my dog close to me and just tighten it like you would grab somebody's shirt and say, hey, enough. Okay? You're not going to hurt your dog with discipline. You have never hurt any dog with discipline. It only makes them funner to be around, and the funner that they're able to be, the more I take them places, right? So I'm using the leash to teach the dog at the front door. You don't pull and lunge and jump, because if you do, I will correct you. Simple, easy stuff. Try it. It'll work. A lot of the products we demonstrate and use ourselves are linked in the description box below. Please hit the like and subscribe buttons. That way you will get notified when we post new content. Thanks for watching.